something to say, something to say.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is RHouse21, and it's time for the next chapter of my bearing adventure. So, to bring you up to speed, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is part 2 of my ceramic bearing upgrade videos. So, first video, I give you a quick overview of the just basic teardown. Actually, I guess this is part 3. Anyway, first video, I gave you a rundown of just how the Slash LCG architecture is laid out. Second video, I took apart the front clip, replaced the bearings in it, which you see has been done. You can see the nice little yellow here, and that's the only thing that's visible. But yeah, trust me, there's ceramic bearings in here. All right, and now we get to do the back half. Now this should be substantially easier than the front. Now again, the slashes are kind of nice in that they are laid out so that you can get access to the front and the front end with 5 screws and the back end with 4 screws. Now that's not completely true, because if you have sway bars like I do, you have to do a couple extra little things, but it's not too terribly difficult. So first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and get the 4 screws that I was mentioning. Actually though, we need to start off with getting one more, because, well, just to make life a little easier so you can see what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and take off the gear cover. So that's a pretty simple thing to do. Just getting the right bit. Pop that guy off. Ta-da. Alright. Okay, next, while it's up, I'll just go ahead and pull off the wheels. The front's over on the other side, so I'll just put the rears over here. Alright. Okay, so next off, I'll go ahead and separate the rear end. So like I said, there's 4 screws holding the assembly together, and that's these 2 right here, and then from the bottom, these 2 right here. So I'll go ahead and get the tops first. Over. This way we can all see. All right, that was simple enough. Set the screws to the side. Organization is always good. Alright, so this just pops off. Like so. And as you see, this here is my slipper clutch, and it just dropped right out. And I got a big ornery mess in there. And that's just because of the grease that I've used and that's been slung off. So I'll clean that out. Yeah, that's not pretty looking, but it has a function. Okay, so as you can see, chassis, everything's all together. Not bad. So let me just set this aside. Okay. So now, as you can see, this is a little different than your standard Slash. So this diffuser here, which I'm not talking about right now, doesn't need to be here for this purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. Let's see. Why would I need a big old diffuser on a car that's supposed to be set up for super duper speed runs? I don't know why this thing will ever be here. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Alright, so now this is pretty much the same as you would see on a Traxxas Slash LCG based car or a rally. Now, again, like the fronts, there's bearings all over the place in here. You got bearings inside here for side differential. And you've got two bearings on each side, one on the inside, one on the outside. So just like on the front end, first thing I want to do is go ahead and attack the bearings out here. Now there's a couple ways I could do that. And actually for the rear of the car, I think you can cheat a little bit. For the front, the simplest way to do it is to take this off here, take off the yoke, slide this out, take out the whole shaft, and work like here. I think for the rears, you can cheat by just going ahead and just popping off one of these for the carrier, and then you can get everything to just come right out there. You know, so I like cheating. Well, that's not true. That sounds wrong. But anything to save a little effort sometimes. So, alright, but first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and pop off the carriers. Just put this in, a little twist. That pops right off. And I can take out the little, I'll take off that guy. Now there's a little washer. A little Teflon washer, keeps everything from burning up. Okay, so I think I'm just going to jump in. Everything on me is coated with a little light coat of grease. So it's a little difficult to pull these things out. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that hanging there. So you see, now that just pulls out like that. So I can just slide this through here. And look, this guy just popped right off. So I'll get this guy off, set it here, and got that on the outside. Just pop it off. Let's see if I can poke it out from here. I'll use this guy. Just push it out. There we go. So 2 more bearings down. So put them in my stack here. Alright, so now let's see. Go to my kit. And I figured out in between the last videos that there's a method to the madness here. This right here is the Boca bearing numbers, part numbers. I don't know if you can't really see there from here. But you see, this is a 115C. So if you look over here, these show you all their particular part numbers. Boca makes a lot of bearings. So I don't really understand the nomenclature as to which one is which. However, I can see that, you know, 115C. So where is it? 115, 115. Where's the 115? I'm sure somebody out there it is. 115. So that's what this guy is. So, and as you can see, here's the Boca versus the Traxxas. So let's go ahead and just pop this guy in. One on the inside, one on the outside. Pop this back in. And of course that wants to pop out too. But yeah, beautiful. So now I can just put on a little Teflon again. Put in my little retaining post. This is deceptively difficult. So we're talking about a very small, slick part. I'll then put this guy on, snap it in place. And that was probably the simplest thing in this whole process so far. Okay, so now I can actually put this back on. Don't forget to change my torque back down to 2. There you go. It only takes an instant to strip out a screw hole. Alright, so that's done. Now go ahead and do the other side. Same process. Pop. Pull this guy out. Here. Just leave it here for now. Take out the washer. Pull this out. Now this one seems a little bit dirtier than the other side, which is kind of strange, but you know what? At this point in the day, I'm just willing to accept it. Alright, so again, you can see comparing side by side, you got 116s or 115s, and they're apart. And now that I'm looking at it, when I was doing the thing before, well, I guess you could see. Okay, that's fine. All right, so this is a pretty useful little chart here, especially if you're trying to figure out what size bearing you have and you don't have any clue. Of course, you could also just go to the manufacturer's website, because that has everything in there as well. Alright, so again, one on the inside, one on the outside. Pop right in. Beautiful. Don't forget my Teflon washer. Right in place. Okay, and this little guy. Now, I could just use my needle nose pliers, but that would be too much, like, admitting defeat. Alright. guy on, snap it in place. Again, snap it in place. There we go. Beautiful. Bolt this guy up. Perfect. Now again, confirm it by hand. And as always, it works much, much better if you have the right size. It's nice and snug. Beautiful. All right, so the outers are done. That was easy. Okay, now next up, I have to go ahead and get into the differentials again.